Welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode is a special one. We're diving deep into the themes of my song, The World is Breaking, from my Neurodivergent album. The world around us can feel chaotic, like it's on the verge of collapse. But within that chaos lies an opportunity to grow, adapt, and find strength. Together, we'll explore how to navigate this uncertainty, uncover resilience, and find meaning in the madness. Let's get started. Let's start with the opening lines of the song. The world is breaking, too many praying, barely hanging in an aging nation. These lyrics capture the weight so many of us feel, the sense that everything around us is crumbling. Whether it's societal issues, personal struggles, or just the overwhelming pace of life, it's easy to feel powerless. But here's the thing. Acknowledging the chaos is a first step toward finding peace. We often avoid these feelings, distracting ourselves or pretending everything's fine. But that only makes it worse. Instead, try this. Take a moment to sit with those emotions. Name what you're feeling, whether it's fear, frustration, or sadness. This act of naming gives you power over it. You're no longer running from the chaos. You're facing it head on. Now let's talk about this lyric. Every day trying to change. Don't complain. Retrain your brain. This line is all about mindset. We can't control everything happening in the world, but we can control how we respond to it. When life feels overwhelming, it's easy to fall into patterns of negativity, complaining, blaming, or feeling stuck. But what if we could shift that perspective? One way to do this is through reframing. For example, instead of thinking everything is falling apart, try asking, what's one thing I can do today to make a small difference? It's not about ignoring the problems, but about finding a way to rise above them. Gratitude is another powerful tool. I know it sounds cliche, but when you focus on even the smallest good things, like a kind word from a friend or the warmth of the sun, it starts to change how you see the world. Over time, these small shifts add up. You begin to see possibility where there was once despair. Let's dive into one of my favorite lines from the song. A sensitive savage, sweet disaster is madness. This lyric speaks to the beauty of duality, of being both vulnerable and strong, messy and magnificent. So often, we think we need to have it all together to move forward, but that's not true. Embracing our imperfections is what makes us human. Think about it. Some of the most beautiful things in life are flawed. Cracks in a vase can still let the light shine through. Mistakes often lead to unexpected discoveries. The same is true for us. Your so-called flaws are part of your unique story, and they're what make you, you. So give yourself permission to be a sweet disaster. Let go of the pressure to be perfect and focus instead on being real. That's where true strength lies. The final section of the song reminds us of the power of small, consistent actions. Let me bring you up to speed. I've already planted my seed. Sometimes, when the world feels overwhelming, we forget that change doesn't have to be huge to matter. It starts with small seeds, simple acts of kindness, setting personal boundaries, or taking a step toward a dream. Over time, these seeds grow into something meaningful. For me, creating music is one of the seeds I've planted. It's my way of processing the chaos and turning it into something beautiful. What's yours? Maybe it's writing, painting, volunteering, or just being there for someone who needs you. Whatever it is, know that your contributions matter, even if they feel small. I want to end with this powerful line. You can't change me to fit in your box. In a world that often tries to define us, staying true to ourselves is an act of courage. It's easy to get caught up in others' expectations, what society, family, or friends think we should be. But you're the only one who truly knows your path. So ask yourself, are you living for others or are you living for yourself? It's okay to break out of the box. In fact, that's where the magic happens. As we wrap up today, I want to leave you with this. The world might feel like it's breaking, but within that breaking, there's also a chance for renewal. Chaos can be a catalyst for growth, and you have the strength to rise above it. Take one small step today, whether it's reframing a negative thought, embracing your imperfections, or planting a seed of change. These little actions add up to something powerful. Now, I'll leave you with the song, The World is Breaking. Listen closely to the lyrics and let them remind you that even in the darkest moments, there's light to be found. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
You said it, Queen Bee. Music.
World is breaking, too many praying, barely hanging in an aging nation. It's unsustaining, we're all gonna die one day. You'll live on in another way. No defense, no regrets, too complex, small-minded mindsets. And that's why we forget. Each step closer to death hits intense. Don't be scared of what's next. Every day trying to change. Don't complain, retrain your brain to attain a higher state where you can appreciate and collaborate. Critical rhetoric and the lack of love is what really made me this tough. I was never fulfilled, I was never enough. A place in the sun with a window painted shut. Ladies and gentlemen, here in the present tense, I'm heaven sent. Watch the world burn, shoulder the burdens. It's religious fervor. A learning curve with first degree burns. Every day trying to change. Don't complain, retrain your brain to attain a higher state where you can appreciate and collaborate. Sensitive savage, sweet disaster is madness. Trapped in sync with mixed messages in a pretty package. The risks outweigh the benefits. Ignorance is bliss, a bigamist bit by bit, filled with bitterness. Loose limbs sink ships, I can't live like this. Build a bridge, depths diminish, I can hear myself think. Let the games begin, is this game rigged? Bait and switch, lay claim to a using your razor sharp wit. Every day, trying to change. Don't complain, retrain your brain to attain a higher state where you can appreciate and collaborate. Let me bring you up to speed. I've already planted my seed. You can't change me to fit into your box. You only think you run my clock.